A little drink for the beginning. I always go live and then press the drink. What's up, everyone? Decided to go live today since there's so much going on. I got to get my shares out, but we just figured we talk about the market. It almost looks like there's a turnaround starting to develop. Don't know if it's gonna play through. We got 2.5 hours left to go in the trading day. I wanted to talk about a couple of things, man. So, Cathy Wood's getting destroyed. That seems like to be the big talk of the day. Now is the time for her to prove herself as she's the real G, or she just fake. I wouldn't say fake. She's really good mind up here. But the thing about being on top is the portfolio managers on mutual funds, ETFs, they're not on top forever. It always rotates. So when you chase hot funds, when you chase hot mutual funds, hot ETFs, they go to the bottom of the pile at times. So we're going to see how great she is everyone's great, right? We was all great. A new person was great, right? So we're going to see how great she is by making a comeback. Do you buy more? Do you rotate? But you only could do so much when you have funds that are targeted towards specific industry, the innovation fund, the genomic fund, whatever you call it, the fintech fund or whatever. So we'll see. All eyes on Cathy Woods this week, and see how she does. So let me see if my stuff is out to share. I have to wait for the YouTube link to kind of pop up so I can share it. And there it is. My YouTube page is Dre Trades. Y'all watching me on YouTube, duh. I have a quick link, bit.ly/Day Trades, bit.ly/Dre Trades. And you can hear it. There you go. So give me a minute here and let me get this link going. I guess I could put y'all on if y'all want to talk. I'll probably share the link in a little bit. There's a copy. There we go. All right, so how many people I got in here? 3. One's probably my girlfriend. Mr. JRH, what's up, man? I see you was trading at AMC. Good luck on that trade. I'm in the RCL. I bought what did I do with RCL? I sold a put. I actually want to own shares. I sold I can't remember which strike, but I sold a in the money put. I think 50 days out or so to see if I can get the shares. I sold it for like 700. And if it goes high, I keep the $700. If the shares are put to me, I keep it. And then I just kind of do it that way. So I decided that was a way to get into that stock. If you've been following me, I've been talking about booking, been down today. Let's go ahead and bring up a screen here. There we go. You can see how the turnaround. I'm like, wow, are we going to get a turnaround? And when I was looking at some of the stocks I'm going through, I got a little list. I went to CCIV. Oh man, I never talked about it on this channel. And I actually wanted to buy it way back when I saw the volume going into it. I'm glad I stayed away from that one. That one is getting destroyed. That's a SPAC, one of the hottest SPACs. Down 30-something%. A lot of people lost money on that. If you had the calls, oh my gosh, your calls probably instantly went to, should I say worthless? Probably not worthless, but hopefully I don't even want to talk about that one, but that's ugly. That's a sign of what can happen with these calls. And I actually want to talk about that as well. Now, I was going to go to my chart here. Yeah, so I was looking at some of the charts and I'm like, wow, some of these are great buy points, even the ones that they're selling off. So you can see I have Apple right here. And look at the day. Look at that candle it's putting in right at the resistance right here. You see that area I got highlighted. I know I got lines all over the chart, but this area I got right here and then this yellow line, that's the support. Look at it, just bouncing back. This could be a perfect buy point for Apple. Did it just turn green? Okay, no, the candle just turned green. And let's look at the 5-minute. I don't usually go down this close, but you can see the gap down, right? And then we just been buying it up since 9:45 and it's trying to fill the gap. So let's see if it can actually, it'll be amazing if this thing can go positive. I like Apple here. I mean, some of what you hear in the rotation, some of it's overstated. I really think it's just in these huge basically, pandemic is over. The market is trading today as if the pandemic is over, and for the most part it's right. It's looking into the future, and we're doing real good on the vaccines. You can really see what's going on. So some of them stocks like Teladoc, DocuSign, I think that was actually not a bad entry though. Tesla, the stocks that kind of got us through it, these are the ones that they're selling off pretty hard. Tesla going down hard. I actually said early in the year, the short of the year. So far I'm right, but I don't know. It's a stock. I just said that. I don't know if I would do it though. I mean, step in front of a train though, right? You want to step in front of that train? But a lot of competition's coming after Tesla, man. And some of it you hear, even hearing with the CCIV, who did they buy? Lucent? I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it or say it. But I mean, there's a lot of, that could possibly be better. A lot of competition coming into market. Tesla owned that market for years, and hopefully now we're going to see if they can stay on top and dominate. And I don't know if that's the reason for it going down, but Tesla is down. Yeah, Tesla gap down. It did fill the gap almost, and now it's coming down again. Let me see here. Let's make me bigger here, and let's look at the week. And notice I'm going to go from the high, okay? From the high to the low today, we are 30% down, 31% to be exact. Well, I don't know if that's, I got 30.86. So let's call it 31% down. Now, if you look at the weekly and look at that candle, we might have something here, right? This could be a little level support. Today's candle, today's action definitely showed us that. Look at that candle on the day. But if you do go to, let's go out here to the monthly, and you look at that and you go, oh my gosh, man, we might be able to come down to here, which is 491. Let's just call it 500. So we bounced off of this area up here, which was about 600. If that doesn't hold, we can come down to 500. So let's see what it does. I mean, so the monthly still says it has a lot to come down on the monthly, and the weekly is saying, well, maybe we already down. You got to remember the weekly candle's still being drawn. It's only, what is this, Tuesday? It's only Tuesday, so it's still being drawn. Could be too early to tell. You said you cut half your AMC position when it got up 25%. Good deal, man. I'm just glad you're making some money, So my trades has been long buying whole. I'm getting crushed, not that hard. I'm getting crushed in damn, I don't even know what I'm getting crushed in. Nvidia is one. Still think, let me get to the screen. We had you know how I've been touting this, hopefully it goes up. We did break out, but it's a fake breakout. That's exactly what a fake breakout looks like. We peak above and fail, right? So, but we're still in the range, all right? So we didn't break down, because if this breaks down, this could get ugly. So we'll see what happens. They actually report earnings tomorrow. But I'm glad. I'm actually glad it's not trading up here coming into earnings. Now that it's down here, maybe we have a shot to break out of the range if maybe they say something good. I don't know. We're down 12% from high to low. Not as much as some stocks. Like we said, Tesla's down 30%. Let's look at that CCIV, that Churchill Capital. That's the weekly. Look at that. Look at the daily, how it's just, and boom, look at that gap. Look at that gap right there. If you can't see it, I'm going to have to highlight it. Right? Look at that gap. And we're down here. We came into support. So let's see if that holds. That might hold, but that's a big ass gap. This thing is 31% today alone. Okay, from the top, those people that top tick this thing, down 50%. So as it starts to go up, there's a lot of losers that want their money that probably doesn't see this think, oh my gosh, I don't know. And there'll be a lot of selling in here. I don't know if it fills the gap like that. Generally, when it's gaps down too far down like that, it continues. Need like maybe a 3-day rule. We got to see it settle out, but it's hanging in there on support. We'll see how it goes. It's a SPAC. It was going up just on hype. They didn't even make a deal, and now they made a deal, and then boom, the sell off. So they sold the news of the deal. It's one of the reasons why I never talked about it, because it was, I mean, money was just, I don't know. It's just like, hey, I guess it was a Reddit stock, a meme stock, a meme stock, Reddit, no, yeah, Reddit, Wall Street bets kind of stock. But what a gap, man, the gap. So let's look at Teladoc. Here's one of those stocks. And I'm noticing that I'm looking at the daily that we're getting a lot of candles like that, right? Dojis doesn't know what, kind of goes up, down, hangs out in the middle, fight between the bulls and the bears. Where when it's a doji like that, it's like a draw. It's a draw, but bottom line, the bears are winning. Things down 7% today. But look where it bounced. And this is what I'm noticing, that a lot of these stocks are hitting. They came right to the top of a support right there, right? And trying to bounce. That's the weekly. I can come back to the daily, right? You can see that bounce. So let's see if it can hold, right? So that's Teladoc. It's a stock that I'm never really interested into trading. DocuSign. Here's another one that's, I'm looking at the weekly. There's really nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's right there, bounced off support as well. Still in the uptrend in the weekly, right? Although from its high, we can go way back on that day reported earnings. Remember that? I think that's when it came down. It's down 22% from its high. Still in the uptrend on the weekly, very volatile. Look at the vol. I mean, gosh, I can't handle that, right? But if you just go back in history, and it's not that long, you can see when you're on that trend line, it was the perfect time to buy it. And you really, now it's really no different. And it's no different until it actually breaks that trend line, right? And you can see the support is there. They bought that. They bought that up, right? So this is something that you can actually buy if you believe in Teladoc, right? I'm gonna kind of do that. And here's the range. It's still in the range, Teladoc, sorry, DocuSign. We looked at Tesla. I did a video and I said, I like it. I like it. So let me elaborate that on a little bit more. It was in that range. You can see the bull flag. And this is what I'm talking about when stocks break down, right? You have the flag, the post, the flag. And if it doesn't do what it's supposed to do, which was go up, it comes down hard. When it goes the opposite way, hard. And that's what I'm worried about with the Nvidia. That's one of my stocks. You said this feels like the .com era with all these SPACs, doesn't it? But .com was super insanity when they came out, right? Because if it said .com and they would come public, the real way of coming public, not the SPAC way. I guess they didn't do SPACs back then. They were up 400%. The IPO at 100, first trade at 400 or something. It was just crazy. I guess it's close to it. And it's just every day. I remember every day Yahoo was up $50, Google 50, 100. It was crazy. And I wanted in on that. I mean, couldn't do fractional shares. To kick a trade off, it cost you $50 commission back then. I mean, I didn't get any of that action. I tried. That's when I started trading, by the way. And I was trading some bullshit cheap stocks, so just so I can get in. And I didn't know what the hell I was doing. But as soon as I was really starting to deep dive, that was the top. And that's generally what happens when a lot of people get in, like your mother, your sister, your little brother never talked about stocks before, and they talk about stocks. That's generally the top. And that's been going on for some time now, and it hasn't been the top because everybody's in. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about those calls. Anyway, so here's we flagged and boom, it came down. And right here, let me zoom in. Maybe I can go to the daily. You can see right here, you can see that little area right here. I said, I like it. I said, I like Tesla there because it was there. It was right at the bottom of the range and expecting it to go up. No, it failed. It just broke down. So we did not get the bounce there. But in the video, I said, that's a perfect entry point. And you stop out right there, right below the low right there. So hopefully, if I was trading this, I did not put that trade on. But if I was trading this, I would have got out immediately, immediately, because I was expecting it to go up and it didn't go down. But we're right here at the next support. So you could do the same thing here. You can get into this Tesla and you get out at the low of this candle. At the low of today, you get out. If it breaks that out, and just be done. The trades, and see if it can gain any traction. Like we was talking about Cathy Woods. She's transparent. You can go to arkinvest.com or whatever the website is, and you can see what they're doing. They buys and sells. So it'll be interesting to see if they're buying more Tesla or buying more of the other stuff that they're in, the PayPals and all of that, and see what they do. Or are they going to be redeeming? Is there going to be redemptions going on? And she's got to sell a lot of that crap, So because a lot of money is coming out. I called it crap. It's not crap, but she got to sell a lot of stocks, So, the next couple of days will be interesting. It'll be interesting. Or does she rotate, get rid of some of the losers and get more heavy into the gain, to the ones that she really likes? So this is where she will show her badge. Now look right here as well. Looking at Tesla, right? Stochastic. I love hitting a trade when this is sitting right there. You can see what happened here, and look at that run right here. Not so much, kind of went sideways, but you see, last time I was down here was what, 1, 2, 3, 4 months ago. So I think we could get some action right here. Nice little candleless drawing for the day too. Interesting how the close today. You know how they like to sell into the close. Well, who knows, man? Maybe they buy. Maybe they're buying into the close. Let me look at that map. Yeah, okay. Is that the update? This map is not. I like looking at this because I can look at all 3 indexes. It's clean, but it's not up to date. What is it? 146. I guess this is up to date. But when you pull up no, I don't know what. Anyway, it looks like we're not shooting straight up, but maybe it's going to turn. I don't know. It's interesting. I have no idea what's going to happen today. I have a feeling it sells off, and then we want to see a reversal. Especially any kind of let's say if it is buying started to come in, right? And we go green. Let's say the NASDAQ goes green and it's down 1.72. I mean, 230. This thing was down 500 points today. This thing went down to 1,300 and it's trading at 13. What are we at? I guess my girl doesn't know I'm live. Hey, I'm live. Been live for about 20 minutes now. Okay. All right. Anyway, so 13, it went as low as 13,000. I'm sorry, I got distracted a little bit. And now we're at 13,300. Talk about a trade if you bought into the low right there. Wow. But it's still down 1.72%, down 232 points. I mean, if this thing could turn around and go green, I would say that's a bottom that we reversed. That's a short term, at least a short term bottom. You want to see a reversal like that. So let's keep today's low. You got to bookmark that. Today's low is can we beat? Is that low going to hold? That could have been the low. I mean, the NASDAQ down 500 points. That could have been the low. There's the jewelry box. She's saying, "Hey, y'all." Anyway, what was I talking about? Let's go back to the charts. Tesla. Okay, so let's look at PayPal. Yeah, I'm getting a little crushed in this. You know what? I'm getting crushed in AMD. I forgot about it. I own some AMD calls. AMD been very disappointing lately. Look at PayPal. Look at the daily and look at right there, right? Shit. Wrong drawing tool. Right at support. Zoom in. See that? Right up here, down, boom, it's bouncing. Got a doji candle right there. It's trying to make up its mind. Is this support going to hold or is it going to go through? I don't know. It's too early. It's too early to tell, but it's definitely an entry point you could explore and you get out right there below today's low. Remember, bookmark today's low. Today's low is telling a story. It's telling a story. Maybe we fill this gap, go sideways a little bit, and maybe we can work our way up to the upside. Here's another stock I usually don't hear about from me. I was actually against this Zoom because I'm like, come on, man, we've been Zooming forever. Skype's been around forever. Facebook, what the whole looking at each other. And I know I didn't really understand it like that, but look at these wicks. I'm looking at the monthly, and it just looks like it still wants to go lower. But if you look at the weekly, this looks like it just wants to go lower. We'll see. I mean, again, that's the weekly. Let me pull up the daily. It's trying to hold. Stochastic still coming down. You just gotta. I don't know, man. This is something else you can buy. Get out below today's low. But here's the ultimate support right down here. So kind of got a higher low, right? So I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it. It's hard for me to look at stocks that I'm not a fan of. Drury Box says, "What's up, Mr. JRH?" Yeah, that's Zoom. So this is another one's down 4.17% today. It was down harder. One of the stocks that they're still selling off. They've been selling this off for some time now. You want to know something that's been a boss? It's a sell-off that's been a boss. It's Microsoft. This stock just doesn't go down. And when I'm saying it's down 1.15%, that's not down. Microsoft just doesn't know how to go down. Let's look at it a little closer. And you can see that gray area. That's the support for the most part. It's bouncing right there on top. Another classic. Let's pull out the weekly, just like NVIDIA. Breakout, right? Look above and fail. But a lot of times I can't say it's failing yet, okay? Because you break out generally, you come back down, you check the breakout point, and then you continue. So this one is interesting. It's only down 1% now. So it's making a little comeback. Let's pull up the 5-minute. See if this one, see the gap. And look, they bought it right away, right? You buy Microsoft. And let's see what happens. But it's still, it still could be in play. It's perfect. It's perfect. Breakout, check back, and let's just see what happens. NVIDIA, I think, came right back into the range. You can see that look at the weekly, but look at the daily. Breakout came way down into the range. But unless you want to consider that the breakout point. So back into the range. Reports tomorrow down 3.7%. You see Microsoft only down 1%. It's a stock that you just want to buy it. It's always been like that on any down. You can't even tell. Looking at the monthly, you can't even really tell it's a sell-off for the most part. It just wasn't that big. Let me measure it actually. Let me see here. From the top to right there. It's only been down 7% from the high, 6.8%. So it's credible. Amazon, talked about it the other day. Still going sideways. There's really nothing wrong with this stock. It did take a hit. I mean, gosh, let's go to the daily. The last couple of days, it took a hit. You can see I got it highlighted up there. Remember, I circled it in videos thinking maybe. No, it broke down. Came back down to the bottom of the range. I remember saying that. Look at that. It's kind of hanging out up here now, right? Hanging out at the top of the range in that whole area, in this whole area. Now it's up here. Maybe we get the breakout. It didn't happen. Break down. Now we're at the bottom of the range. But look, it's holding. I mean, if you like Amazon, this is the time to get in, right? Everyone's being scared. It's only down 1.31%. Perfect entry. You can get out below today's low, right? So the times to buy Amazon in the past has been right there, right here, right here. Now it's getting lower. But anyway, you could see at the bottom of the range for the most part, you had some nice moves. Like here, say from here to that top of the range, that was 333 points. From here up here, that was a 10% move. and that was 274 points. How about from here to here? That was 406 points. And get this, in 2 days. 2 days. How about from this low? And now I know I'm below the range here, but if we can turn around, if you can see this thing go green, that's a sign that it's going to try to go up. Like I said, you can stop out below today's low. How about that move? That's, even though that's just a little move, it looks little on this chart. That's 21%. That's 622 points in 22 days. Right? So those are serious moves, getting in at the low. Every single move I measured is a serious move. How about this move right here? So it's a little move, the littlest move, but that's 186 points, 6% in 8 days. So let's, can we get something like that? Can we get up to here where I'm showing? Right? That would be 233 points. So it's something to look at. But if this thing can't, if it breaks out of this range, and I don't actually, you know what? I don't have a position on it, Amazon. I did. I sold it only because there was better things. There was stuff that was moving. All right. And Amazon just been going sideways. I'm waiting for that breakout. It could also break down. It could break down. Yeah. And if it does, it's going to keep moving. And that's where we are today. We just don't know. What's up, Cashmatic? So you got a couple of Peloton. That's what I'm going to put debit spreads today. The 100, 110, you think it's going to go that low? My Peloton position, I had the 100 to 200, had it on over since here. And I took profits here. I took profits over here and I changed them to the 160 to 200. Okay, so and that expires Jan 22. So I'm just waiting. I'm expecting it to go to 200. But it could cost breakdown. These guys they got good problems. They can't. They shit is so hot they can't even get it out. If they don't turn that around, it won't be good. But now that the pandemic is over, they might say hey. Now people is, not only I can't get my bike when I order it, I can go to the gym now. So I don't know. It could be the beginning. You could be right, Mr. JRH. With your put debit spreads. We'll see. I don't know. I'm expecting to be up here later on. Maybe I go look at another earnings report, see what happens. That'll be interesting, the April one. But yeah, here we are coming back into support. And what am I looking at? The weekly? Pull up the daily. It's put in a nice candle today, so look at that daily candle. Look, it just turned green, the daily candle. So I don't know. That could be a low, could be a temporary low, just like everything else. So it makes me think, and you see what I'm bringing up some of these hot stocks. It makes me think that the sell-off is temporarily, that we could bounce. That's a better word to put it, a bounce. And that's what I would say that's all it would, I'm trying to put this up. That's all it should be, is a bounce, because it could continue. Like stocks, we don't just continue to go down. I know we all got that pandemic March, and we just going down 2,000 points. Who's breaking records on the downside? But just like stocks go up, they kind of go down, go back up. And when stocks go down, they go down, bounce up, and go down again. So we'll see what this is. What does this mean? All of these stocks that I'm pulling up are putting in doji candles. They got distinct lows bouncing off distinct support. So does the bounce continue? If so, today will be a low, and we would be high tomorrow, and so forth. We'll see that. Yeah, you just said, yeah, people going back to the gym. Yeah. How about let's take a look at what is the popular gym that's purple? Planet Fitness is PLNT. Yeah, look at that. I always wanted to own this before the sell-off. This would be a perfect stock to own, by the way. That's a Head and Shoulders right here. So Head and Shoulders bottom, perfect stock to own. Only way this goes bad is if the virus comes back, right? There's the head. I'm drawing you the Head and Shoulders, right? There it is. Generally we'll go up. We're starting to break out right now, and it'll be as high as this distance, which is what is that, 53 points. That'll bring us to 8, 9, 10, 120 or so, right? And pull up the monthly. Look at that. Yeah, so there's a trade for you. Matter of fact, I might have to sell my A&D and buy into that. I like that a lot. I think I might do that after the video because let's look at AMD. I was expecting AMD to blow through 100. It was down 2%. It didn't. It's in the range. As far as I know, this thing could go sideways forever. You could see the Planet Fitness was way better chart than this. And, you know, the market, the vibe, you know, I don't know. It's just not working out. Yeah, let me give y'all that so y'all can see what's going on. It could just go to sideways forever. So I was in these calls and I didn't get what I was looking for. A lot of times, especially when you buy calls, you got to make up your decision. If it doesn't happen, whatever you're looking for, you almost got to like, you know what, let me just get out. But I'm waiting for that next move. It still could happen, but it might not. And I don't know when earnings is. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I definitely like that Planet Fitness. This still looks good, though. Believe it or not, you know, we're in the middle of the range. Yeah, I'll clear all this stuff out. This right here, let me draw the, you can see the range. It's perfect. And then here, price is kind of right there. We're in the middle. I mean, it's still getting pinned up, right? And it's a bull flag even, right? So here's the pole. Here's the pole, and here's the flag. See that happening. So now we've seen what happened when the bull flags break down. This thing could easily come down to 60. And you're like, you crazy? What? 60? Oh, you know, chip shortage. Tell you the truth, I don't know who wins in the chip shortage. Somebody's gonna have to fill me in. I don't know the chip. I don't even know. I don't know. You figure the chip stocks go high. Then the video, by the way. Oh, I read a story. I should have brought it up. Their cards are, it's like PlayStations. You know, PlayStation come out $400. But you only can get it if you're willing to pay $800 when that's what their cards are doing right now. So, wow. And that's to mine Bitcoin. Anyway, I think, you know, you said my MGM call debit spread decent today. That's a great buy, man. You're right on top of the trend. You're the next Cathy Woods. What is it going to say? MGM. I thought about buying Las Vegas. Yeah. Oh, beautiful breakout right there. This thing is probably going to go a lot higher. Here's support. I mean, look at that long support. Long resistance, excuse me, right? It had some over here, here. It's through. Up 5% today. Maybe if it pulls back, you can kind of get in. But it's nice. It's amazing because if you go to casino now, there's really still no one there. Not a lot of, not like it used to be. And these things are just over the pandemic high. It's just, you know, they're really expecting a resurgence. Like everyone, let's go to Vegas and party. From, you know, no one partied in a year. So, yeah, MGM is a pure Vegas play. You would think Las Vegas Sands, that's more of a Macau play. They got some properties in Vegas, but I think MGM has all their properties in Vegas. Not sure about 100% sure, but Las Vegas Sands is the Macau, and then you got Wynn, which is a little bit of both, I believe. Wynn, and look at Wynn, which is Wynn is it's a choppy ass stock. Just looking at that, so Wynn is about to break out too. Right? You can see that little popping up 5.4% today. You don't know which one to own them both, right? When there's one more LVS oh yeah, there's Las Vegas Sands. So you can see MGM has the better. You picked the right one. You picked the right one, Mr. JRH. This is the best chart. Easy. Easy. So looks like the best potential even. Now, Las Vegas Sands, if they reinstate that dividend, I mean, see, one thing I didn't get into it, and I was looking at this actually last week. I decided not to, and I did the, I think I did the Royal, I can't even say it, RCL instead. And because even before the pandemic, it's just been a choppy trade. And I was in Las Vegas I was in this for a while because of the dividend yield, like 5.5%. And it's just, it never really broke 80. It just seems like the upside is not there, and so I just kind of, decided to take a pass. Like, and why is it not closer to here? I don't know. I don't know how long this trade's going to last. Look at the volume coming in, right? So ever since, I guess, the pandemic low, got some volume that you could actually see, and we'll see. But you could see it's just sideways, and I'm not really feeling that one. Although I think it goes higher. I think these stocks are in play, right? So my stock, I've been talking about it in the last several videos. I wanted to do a video on it. All right, it's turning around. I think this thing was down 32%, was booking. And I've been talking about it since down here somewhere, and it's breaking out just like Mr. JRH's MGM and just like Planet Fitness. So I want to buy, this looks just like Planet Fitness. I want to buy, they report tomorrow, by the way. They report tomorrow along with NVIDIA. So when Airbnb reported when Expedia reported, it went down 5%. And then it immediately took that back. 2 days, boom, was all-time high. So keep that in mind on this one. You can see the breakout. If it reports down, it's probably a buying opportunity. All right, I have a feeling people are going to jump all over it. I don't think it breaks down and just kind of starts doing one of those numbers, especially with the whole reopening thing going. So if it pops up, well, you missed it, but you maybe not, because it'll be all-time highs, and there's really nothing to measure it against, right? So if it breaks out of here, that would have been a hell of a run. I don't know what to tell you. But I've been talking about it, right? This has been one of my favorite stocks. I mean, if it wasn't for this stock, man, my portfolio would be pretty shitty right about now, because it's been pretty weak, man. I've just been in the wrong stocks. I've been in that NVIDIA, man, just AMD, nothing. I was in Amazon. I wasn't in the heavy, though. There's nothing there. And I've been in Shake Shack. I made some money in that, but it's got quiet, so nothing there. It's down 3.22% today. So, I don't know why this one's down so hard today, because this is kind of reopening type stock. We get back to work. More people get in the Shack. Starbucks down 0.83. I think they got an upgrade today. Just sideways, so man, you could just, I think money is coming out of all of the stuff getting into them airlines and whatever. I put a spread on Boeing, by the way. I put a put spread on the 205 to 195. Hopefully this low holds. I really I put it on because I like the action yesterday. Remember the engine whole thing, the jet engine. And by the way, they didn't make the jet engine. That was Raytheon. And they just put the engine on the plane. So Boeing can say, hey, Raytheon, you sold me some badass engines. I don't necessarily know it's their fault unless they come out with that flight recorder data and say, you know what, Boeing, you got a problem. But anyway, it opened down. It opened down like 5-8%, something like that yesterday. Here was the open yesterday, and boom, it went positive. I was like, oh shit, right? And then it just got caught off in that sell-off yesterday, and then look, today even more. So I bought somewhere around here. I put that put spread on. I put it on close to the money, And then I thought we was gonna rally up, but it's hanging out. So I don't know. Now I don't know. But we'll see. The market's weak today, so we'll see. That was my put spread. You said Starbucks was upgraded to 125. Yeah. So hopefully, I think I even bought more Starbucks. I like it. I like Starbucks. I like Star. I bought some Chipotle today. I bought like 1,000, 1,500 in Chipotle. I've been looking at it was a good buy, I guess. I bought it at 1,400 is a good price for it. It's been hanging out here for a while, right? And 1,300. So I'm in these. These are my food stocks, right? Seems toppy, but Chipotle, they got a lot of room for growth. There's not a lot of Chipotles out there, believe it or not. They got a lot of room for growth. And the same with Shack. That's why I like Shack. I got a call spread on that. Leap calls, something like what I got, 125 to 180, something like that. Big calls. Leaps. So 2 years out, I think. You said you wanted CCL, but you never pulled the trigger. Well, it's probably not too late. Look at that. That's a nice little breakout there. I don't think it's too late. So look at that. Nice little trend. You can see the breakout just like your MGM, right? So I think, to tell you the truth, I think if you would have pulled the trigger a little bit earlier, you would have been early. I think this is actually a good time to pull the trigger. Look at the breakout. So volume. Yeah, so I think you still a trade there. Anyway, and like I said, I did the RCL. Look at the breakouts more distinct on that one. This always really been the better cruise stock, I believe, to own. And one thing I worry about Carnival and this one, by the way, is when this thing starts going up, they're gonna start reissuing shares again. These guys need some money, so it might come up, maybe it gets to 30 and then boom, another secondary. So you got to be careful about that. But there's the breakout right there on paper, and each time it sold off and came right back, right? So it's another thing to look. Home Depot, by the way, I own the Home Depot shares, not the options. Beat earn. Yeah, I think that's the top. What is that? Same store sales up 25%. That is incredible. It's amazing how the pandemic, for the most part, I'm gonna round it off. 1 million people's been at the unemployment line every week, and this store is selling like they brand new. 25% same store sales. So, all right, so people are gonna leave their homes, start going back to work, right? And I guess that whole home fixing up, home office building and all that stuff comes, basically it's the most money they could. How could it possibly get better than that? How could it can't. So comps are going to be tough. It just can't unless there's another pandemic. So there's your reason for the sell-off. I think it's a great stock though. This is a stock you just can't throw out. Only way this thing goes down if Amazon figures out a way to ship water heaters and pipes and nuts and fittings and lumber to you in less than an hour. And this is Amazon proof. You need this stuff now. Look, it's a nice little buy point, by the way, right there. So Home Depot. Yeah, incredible earnings. I mean, I think that's the best earnings out of any store, like the Best Buy and what is it, Walmart, Kroger, all of them stores that was open. These guys killed it, and it's not getting rewarded. But you can see the run, right? Look at the run. This thing was up to, what is that, 300 high, 292. What is it, 266? I'm trying to measure that. Yeah, I think it's really not that bad. Well, from right now, it's It's only down 8% or so from the high, but it did go down 11%. So a mini correction right there. You see that CCL has too much debt. That's a short-term trade. Yeah, like I said, that's why I think they're gonna do that secondary. If that price goes high, you know they're gonna sell into it. But don't look at it like that. Look at it. That's why I don't really like doing the fundamentals. I just look at it. Boom, it's a breakout. Look at the next. Look it up here. I think if it can continue, that's where we have to sell at. I think it can make it there to the 40-ish area. Let's say 40. Right. So that's all I'm looking at. I really feel nothing else matters. I know that's crazy, but maybe you can wait until the secondary because you know it's gonna happen. And as it sells off, boom, that's when you can scoop it up, put a trade on, and try to make a trade to see if it can get up here. But you see what's happening with RCL. What's the other major cruise? Isn't there one more? Disney has some boats. Look at their stock. I mean, is this really all from Disney Plus? I think Disney Plus sucks personally, but they have cruises, resorts, and all that whole segment. So I think it could go higher. I can't believe this much money is going into Disney. Disney's gonna have that pullback. Just like they're gonna be just like the ARK and Tesla. Let's pull the ARK real quick. Is it getting better? Yeah, I have a feeling it's just it's like the sell-off is being accepted for the most part. What else we was looking at? Oh, I got some more stuff to look at. We looked at Amazon. Did we look at Zoom, by the way? Yeah, we looked at Zoom. We look at I don't even got did we look at NVIDIA, Zoom, PayPal? I don't think we looked at PayPal. We didn't look at Square either. Down 6.7%. I got out of Square some time ago. I actually think that's perfect. I think today's a good day, maybe tomorrow, maybe one more day to selling. Basically, when Square goes green, that's almost a good way to put it as well. The day it's green, you could probably get into it. If you look at the weekly, you see the breakout and you see the test. That's what it does. It's test. This is the perfect breakout, right? And you can see how it came right down for the most part into today. The low today was the test. I think, pull up the 5-minute. I think that was the test point right there, just like everything else. And that's what makes me think that the sell-off, it's going to bounce, but how long it's going to bounce, I don't know. I think that's the bounce. And we see what happens tomorrow. We see if cool heads, you get to go home, you get to think about it, you get to look at your portfolio, decide what you want to buy, what you want to sell. And, Square ain't going nowhere. Square, just because I can't even speak. Just because we're going back to work, the pandemic is over. And I only say that because I'm looking into the future, right? That's what the stock market is basically pricing in. Square ain't going nowhere, right? So, like Cathy was said, I believe her she thinks this is going to be the top financial firm I can't remember how she put it, top financials of all time, or they're going to be the ones to be no, was it PayPal? She said one of the two. Maybe it might have been PayPal, actually. PYPL. And PayPal's the same way, down 4.73% today. Breakout was strong, huge. Everybody was on PayPal's. If PayPal had a dick, everybody was on it. And came right back down into range, right at the breakout point. Perfect here. This is perfect. This is textbook buy point right here, because you don't buy the stock when it breaks out. You're really not supposed to. A lot of people buy breakouts, but this point right here. I'll draw my little line. That's the breakout. That's the buy point. It's the retest of the breakout. So I can't wait. I like to buy here, okay? But this is where you really supposed to buy it, right there, okay? Because it always tests for the most part. It's just like, damn, when are you going to test? Like, so look, it broke out 4 weeks ago, and look, it finally tests, right? Finally. So let's see what happens, right? You missed nothing. There it is. What's up, Bo? You said, can you talk about Amazon? I did. I'll talk about it again. I have no problem. And I did a video on it. So check out that video. I think it's my last video. And I was thinking that we was going to break out here. In that video, I talked about all the bullish points that where Amazon is going higher. I like everything about it. The consolidation for sure, bull flag. Right here during this consolidation, it was hanging out. It was pushing up against that upper resistance. And I circled it. We're going to blow out here. But then the market fell apart, right? The market fell apart, but Amazon didn't. I know it's been down heavy. It's down 1% today. That's pretty good. It has the last couple of days, it lost some points, you know. Let me see. This is the weekly. Basically, from when it was the last high it lost 262 points, but only 7.8%. The ARK funds are down 10% this week alone. All right, so right there, it's at the bottom of the range. Every time it hit here, that's why this circles here was a buy point. That's why this circles here was a buy point. Circle buy, right? So this is a buy. And I feel this is where you could take a shot. You just get out below today's low. So I'll pull up the daily now. You can see right here. There it is. Nice green candle. I know it's down. You can get out. That's just stop. Get below today's low. You're out. Play for a trade. See what happens. You said you subscribed last night. Good vibe. I appreciate you, Bo. Thanks for subscribing, man. I appreciate it. I was going to say, anybody that subscribes, I'm going to give you a special shout out. Definitely in the comments, and hopefully I remember to shout out in the video. I really appreciate it. I really feel that I am underworked. That's what I wanted to talk about. So let's talk about it. Let's get off the charts here, the calls. Let's talk about me hating on people. What did Seawoods do with the cat? I don't know. I don't know what you mean by that. I'm just saying she's down. She's in the whole hot shit, and the hot shit's what's selling off. So, you know, I don't think, you know, she was heavy Tesla. She was an early believer in Tesla, and you saw Tesla was the greatest stock last year, up 800 whatever percent. That really pushed. She was in the hot shit, and you're gonna be the greatest when you're like that. And all mutual fund managers, all ETF managers, when you at the end of the year, when you go through all the ETFs and mutual funds, you can't say there's the manager or the hot fund and chase it. It usually becomes the worst fund next year. Go back in history and check that out. The best fund usually goes down, finishes at the end of the pack, because the market rotates, and like it's rotating today. I don't know how long that rotation is going to stay. I'm like, we might be back tomorrow, and everybody's buying techs again. I'm like, oh, and it goes crazy. Remember, I always say though, this time is the growth stock. People, you don't stay out of growth that long. You don't just sell Amazon and be like, I'm going to go to Carnival or whatever. No, Amazon's going to be making money for years to come. Microsoft, all of these stocks, Tesla. PayPal. I mean, all of these stocks. If even CCIV, if this company is really the real deal, Lucent Motors, is that how you say it? Lucent, whatever, they're gonna be the hot shit. You know what I mean? So forgot what I was saying. Oh, they don't stay out of growth for long. It's always a temporary sell-off when they leave growth. AMD, Apple, all that stuff. You know, how long you ain't staying out of these stocks that long. Looking at the SMH. All right, so got 9 people up in here. What's up, man? Can I get a like? Square earnings coming up. Yeah, I gotta look that up. All right, so a lot of YouTubers out there, man. My channel's small, I'm not as big, so I don't have any influence. And even if I did, I never talked about buying calls, or especially on companies going straight up. Or my strategy is never buy calls. I'm always call spreads, sell calls, sell puts, sell put spreads, sell. All last year, I've been on the wrong side of the trade. I've been making money. I've been getting pennies. Even though the market was giving out dollars, I'm just collecting pennies. So towards the end of the year, I really boosted up the portfolio. I was like, I got to start buying calls. I realized I'm on the wrong side of the trade. So I started buying some calls and some stuff, and I made some good money. But that's still not my game. You know what I'm saying? I'm still a put spread seller, iron condors. That's kind of, I like to collect the nickel and dimes or buy call spreads way out in time, leaps. The leaps. I go to the farthest option you could buy and buy call spreads on them if I really believe in a company. Right. So that's how I kind of trade, and I just let the magic work, or sell put spreads. Like I got put spreads on Airbnb, which is getting crushed. I'm like Booking, which is weird. Yeah, look at that candle is putting in though. Right here, this candle, I got a put spread to 150, sold to 150, 140. That expires next January. Hopefully this thing could stay above 150 in a year. And I thought, I was like, man, I put the wrong trade on, because as soon as I did that, the stock rocketed to 200. I'm like, oh, that's the wrong trade I took. But it looks like it's going to be the right trade. So it came in. I'm still good. I'm good. All I needed this thing to do is be above 150 in the next 10 months. So those are the kind of trades that I put on. But a lot of these bigger YouTubers are really successful, and their whole shit is buying calls. I bought the calls. I got the calls in this. I got the Apple calls. I got this call. And everyone's following them, and everyone's doing great. You buy calls in a hot company, doing great. Today, these people, if you still train like that, you're getting crushed. Oh, your portfolio is destroyed. Today, the last 2 days, oh man, you're probably like, what the hell? Anyway, so I was making a point, and I just totally forgot about that. Anyway, but that's just not the way to trade. I guess the market's definitely shaking those people out. Those YouTubers will still be successful doing what they do, but that's just not how you trade. You just don't. The market, I mean, for the most part, if you're a call buyer, you will lose money. It works. When it works, it's great. Home runs, but sometimes doubles, but when it don't work, man, strike out. I mean, it's like what's worse than a strikeout? Getting traded off the team. I don't know. But it's just not the way to trade. And the poor people, I made a little post on Twitter, the poor people that was following them and loaded up their portfolios in the CCIV and the PayPals and the AMDs and the SMH and the Teledocs and the Docus, destroyed. So hopefully they're not too bad and they can recover. But that's just I did that back in the day, man. I thought I was a genius. I turned like $1,000 into over 20,000. I was ready to quit my job. I was ready. I'm getting out the calculator, right? I'm starting to, when we start to make money, we're like, whoo, I turned that now, right? I made 20,000. I did that like in 4 months. Okay, so I could probably make 80,000 in a year, right? So that's 80,000, and then 10 years, I'm 8. You start thinking like that, right? And you start buying your boats and your campers and everything you could possibly want to buy. But the reality is, it just don't work like that. Reality is, you're just damn lucky. You just damn lucky. So for the people that was lucky and made a boatload of money buying calls at the right time, and to teach that method, I just think it's, man, it's just bad. You know what I mean? So you don't want to trade like that. You will lose all your money. I don't know when, but you will. I mean, like, say this downtrend, it is possible this downtrend could go on for weeks, months. You never know. So if you load it up with calls expire what is it, 90%? They all expire worthless for the most part. So they expire worthless. If you sell them when they high, you make all that money, right? So selling is the way to go. It's collecting pennies. You're not hitting home runs, but you're a consistent hitter, right? The team that gets the most base hits wins the game usually. Usually wins the game. And that's what selling put spreads and call spreads. I tell you, selling call spreads the last year is losing trade. Buying puts, losing trade. I mean, anything to do with selling the upside or wait, you're capping. Oh, just terrible trade. But maybe we're back. Maybe we're back to the point where puts make money, selling calls upper above the price action makes money. Maybe we're at that point again, because we wasn't at that point for a whole year. And the trade last year. I'm going to go to the Qs and let's go to the weeklies. Was selling calls. Okay, there it is. I'm sorry, buying calls. If you bought call in anywhere in here, in any stock, especially the hot stocks, you made a boatload of money. Here, you kind of got, I don't know about this strategy, but then you're like, oh, yeah. Right? I'm showing you stuff and you can't even see the screen. Okay, here we go. There we go. So look, check it out, right? You bought calls in anywhere here. You made money. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what the hell you bought. But if you're using hot stocks, oh man, look at that. Right? That's last year. So you can see what just happened. This was the trade. That was the trade. So yeah, selling puts was the trade. You got some pennies, but the market was handing out dollars. It was handing out $100 bills, and you was just collecting pennies. So maybe this is over. This trading like this could possibly over, and then maybe we are more in a market where it's like this back here, right? That. If you're like a call buyer in here, you probably didn't make a lot of money. Let's go to the monthly. See, in that area sideways here, you could have made some money in 2017. Nice little up year. 2016, no. 2015, no. Maybe the late half of 2014, yeah. 2013, yeah. 2012, no. 2007, yeah. So you get my point. And then you look at that. Look at that ending right there. So, and you can see how this is the Qs. Let's clear all of this stuff out. Clear the drawing. And you look at those top two candles. This could be toppy, right? And if that's toppy, we'll go back to that. I mean, we're just beginning the downtrend. Just beginning. Now, I know everything I said in the beginning of the video, I'm like, hey, these kind of, but I gave you a little stop point. Hey, get out below today's low. Maybe we're going to bounce. Get out below today's low. But when you look at the market, the Qs, and you look at that, it looks like it could go a lot further to the downside. It'll be funny, right? Maybe it won't be funny, but maybe it'd be Cathy Woods wind up liquidating, and she's the one that actually has to bring everything down. Wouldn't that just be like a weird story? She was greatest, but she's almost forced to liquidate because people's pulling their money out. So you got to kind of sell stuff, and then all the stuff she's selling just keeps bringing down the NASDAQ, and some of the stuff that she owns. So, but yeah, it looks like it's just beginning. That's the monthly. The daily looks all right. It looks like it broke trend. Let's pull this up here. All right, see if you pull that line and broke trend. How about this line? Here, it even broke trend on that, but it bounced back. So, that's something to look at. Let's pull out the weekly. No, I'll stick with the daily. But anyway, see that trend line I just draw? Here, let me clear all this out and draw another one. And there. And you could see that trend line ever since the March low, we broke. But it just went down. That's not a break. It needs to close below there. And you can see it's right on trend. It's right there, right? Is it going to hold? Is it not going to hold? I don't know, but there it is. It's right there. Generally, you would buy here. Like I said, you buy, hit it, goes up because that's what it's been doing. And like I said, you can get out below that low, below the low today. You said need a good trading strategy so I could put money into buy and hold. I'll show you mine, and it really works well. When if you're in the wrong stocks, you have to buy stocks that's going up. Anyway, hold on, let me read this. You need those people buying naked calls and puts. That's how you make money selling credits. Yeah, I guess so. You're selling it to them, but that you was making money, they was making money. Well, not if you was selling them up a call spreads on things. Anyway, let's say a stock like let's say Microsoft, right? You like Microsoft, look at the monthly. Let's look at I don't know. The straight up stocks still scare me. We'll pull up Carnival. Okay. We'll pull up Carnival. We think it's just gonna go higher. I like coming out to the here. I just go out to the I can say to myself, all right, there's no way this thing is coming off the lows. And once Carnival goes out of business, there's no way this thing is gonna stay at $26. It's gonna basically drift higher. You could probably agree. I think we all can agree. Maybe it hangs out at 30, maybe 40. Maybe it doesn't go up to here, but it definitely ain't going to stay right there because they're going to be cruising again. The virus is coming to an end. That's just damn near a fact. All right. So you can come out here and then you can come way out here to, I like this year or even here. That's 2 years. For this, I wish there was something in between. I'm going to do the 2-year mark, right? And then let's sell. I'm going to sell this 25. Actually, the liquidity is not that bad here. I'm going to sell the 25 and buy the 20. I'm going to right at the money. Okay, so that's $2.70. Okay, this is trade school, y'all. I need y'all to listen up. Okay, so we sold a $5 spread. We sold a $5 spread. All right, so that cost us $5. $500, all right? But we're going to get $270 back. We're getting $270 for that spread. So basically, we only have $2.30 risk. Okay, so so 200. So basically, we're only risking two. So basically, 270 divided by 230, because we only have 230 risk. That's the other 500 is 110% on our money. Oh, that's actually a pretty good. That's actually a pretty good spread. I don't think that's going to fill for that. Wow, they're giving us that. There's no way that's going to fill for that. Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, all right. Anyway, so 110%. The number it makes me just want to do this trade right now. Let's just say it's 100% on our money. Let's just make it even. Let's go bring it to 250. All right, we know we can fill it probably for 250, right? So basically, $500. Let me let y'all see me. Okay, it's a $5 wide put spread. Your risk is $500, but I'm going to get $250 right now. I'm going to get that. So you're only risking $250. So you're going to make $250 off your $250, right? To make $500. That's 100% on your money. I did January 23. It takes 2 years. That's 2 years though, right? So it's going to take me 2 years to make 100%. Yes, 2 years. But the trade is probably a guarantee unless Carnival goes out of business, which they might. Anyway, but I'm going to say it's 100% guarantee. As long as Carnival's got boats going, this is probably a low in the next 2 years. Therefore, I'm going to make 50% a year. I'm going to make 50% this year and 50% the following year for that 100% credit, right? For 100% on my money. Do you know how fast you will be a millionaire or even a billionaire if you can make 50% on your money every year? So you need to pull out the calculator. I did a video on that as well. Right? It's somewhere like 7 years. All right, depending on how much money you're dumping into it. Even faster if you're dumping in a lot of money. But these are the kind of trades I do. And that's why I really don't have nothing to talk about a lot, right? I showed you the Airbnb trade. Nobody even watched that video, right? I said, look, I'm going to make 100% on my money. All I need is Airbnb to stay above 150 for the next year and a half or something like that. Nobody watched that video because they want to buy the call in Airbnb. They want to buy the call in CCIV. They want to buy the call in Teladoc. They want to, and so I guess it wasn't exciting enough. But maybe they should watch it now, because if you did whatever you was doing, you probably you're losing a lot of money. But I'm not even worried about Airbnb being down, whatever. What is it? What is it down? 5%. I don't know. It's actually trying to make it come. I'm not down. I'm not worried about it. I got a lot of time, and I'm still way below the price action. So I think I'm going to make 100% on my money. And then I do it again. I just keep doing that. I might not even wait 2 years. Let's say I move it half, and then I could put the same trade on a year from now or whenever. Just push it out. Just keep rolling it out. And that's how you can kind of take money every week. So let's say, Mr. JRH, every time you get $250, you can do this exact trade and just sell the 25 and buy the 20 on Carnival. Sit back and relax for the next 2 years. It's like buying a stock. So that's what I do. And you make 100% on your money. I can't believe it's being priced like that right about now. If you look at the volume, I just saw it. Let's go back to CCL. Where the options at? Look at right here. I imagine somebody sold these, but bid 340, 1800, 124. I have a feeling that that's what's going on. I could pull up this. I could change the volume to, I'm going to change this ask to last. Oh, it's not letting me. All right. So I want to look at the 25s. The 25s and the 15s. 25, the 15s. Yeah, so the last is $3.70. That's right in the middle. And the last of these is $9.50. That's right in the middle. So I really can't tell if they sold it or bought it. I'm going to say they sold it. I'm going to say they sold it. It's hard to tell. Anyway, but what do you think? What do you think, Mr. JRH? What do you think of that? That's how I do. You could do the same thing, like I said, for Disney. Even though Disney is toppy, you kind of don't want to do, you don't want to really do it on stocks like this, because 2 years, this thing could drift down, right? You see what happens to, 2 years, it could drift down, and you can see what happens. I guess I could pull up CCIV for that instance. I know this just started. Let's pull up an hour, but when it gets toppy, it can do like that. So if Disney doesn't, they open their parks and they find out they spending a lot of money, or maybe ESPN or Disney Plus just doesn't work out the way we've been pricing it in, or maybe some new hot service comes out and everybody's kind of going over there, and the next it's being sold off. So but that's what I do. And that's when that's my trade. That's how I trade long term. And then the short term, I might buy, like I bought the AMD calls, and I bought Intuitive Surgical calls. I made a lot of money on that, and I gave it right back. Look at the breakout. I mean, look at this right here. Let me clear all of this out. Clear it out. See, I had 9 people up in here, and then I started talking about you see, then they left. I guess they don't want to know how to make a lot of money, because that's exactly the way I trade, and it works. Like I said, $250, Mr. JRH. Every time you get that, boom, throw that trade on. Boom, find stocks like that. Just $5 wide, right? $10 wide would be a $500 trade. Do it right at the money. Or you could even come a little bit below the money and be even safer with it. You're going to get less credit, be more risk, but all right. If you make 40% every other year, which will be 20% a year, you can't beat that. You know what I mean? Or you could do it a year. I didn't have to go 2 years out. I could have went a year out and say, you know what, these guys by next year, they're going to be above 25. Do it for a year. Same thing. You'll get the same kind of credit, make 100% on your money. Right? That's what I do. Those are my favorite trades. If I ever write a book, that's going to be the book. So you don't have to buy it because I just told you in this video. Anyway, it'll be a more step-by-step process, and it'll be filled with a bunch of bullshit. And you ever buy an instructional book and like, hey, how to trade options easy or something? And in the book, you don't really ever know how to trade options easy, but you know it kind of leads you into buying something else the author's got going on. And if you really want to know, I got this, and you could get that. And it just keeps getting you to buy something else. And you can read the whole book on how to trade options made easy. And at the end of the book, you don't know how to trade options made easy because they'll tell you what a call is, what a put is, what the delta is, what this is, and this is. Okay, now you know what an option is, but you still don't know how to trade it easy. Okay, so thank you, babe. She says dropping nuggets. Anyway, yeah, I got in this ISRG call. This one's been crushing me a lot. I made a lot of money. But I got the leaps. Like when I buy calls, I buy leaps. Yeah, I always like when I go to the chain, I'm always down here. I just go right to the bottom. Okay, boom. That's what I do. Yeah, they're expensive. I don't got 13,000. You know, like because it's you. By the way, you don't have to just buy that. 13,000. I gotta spend 13,000 on that call. Well, come down here and sell this one. Right? Sell this 1160. It's trading at 739. Sell the 1160 for $2,800 and they'll lower the price of this $13,000 call. Right? Now you got a cheaper call for the most part. You're still going to have a lot of premium you can get. Look at the options down here. This is Intuitive Surgical Robotics. They're the leader in the industry. Nobody's even really close. And look at that, got $1,220 calls. Sometimes you could go out and look at the option chain and you could decide, you could see where they expecting the stock to go. 1220. Wow, that's way off here. That's off the charts. Got to do this, right? Them calls are way, well, let me go to the monthly, right? They're expecting it to go way up here somewhere in the next couple of years. And, you know, so they got the calls going for it. I say, as long as it's going up, you'll make money when you're in the calls. But and that's why I'll buy calls way out here. And you got time. So if it starts to fail, let's say it starts doing some, look, I'm way out here. I lost value, but I ain't lose it all. I ain't lose all my money. You know what I mean? I still got time. Remember, options is there's two segments that price an option: extrinsic value and intrinsic value. And that's why you have out of the money. So you have these calls, they're purple and then they're black down here, right? So the screen is telling you this is out of the money because what's the money where the price is? So the price is 739, right? So you go over here, 735, 740. This 740 is out of the money because the stock price is not there yet. The 735 is in the money because the stock price is over that. So you have two segments. So this right here, this 740 stock, okay, I thought I took that off. This 740 option that expires 696 days from now. If you want to buy that, it's probably going to cost you about, I'll just say $14,000. It's going to cost you $14,000. What are you getting? You're getting nothing really. All you're getting is the option to buy that stock at $735. You know, so the stock better go up, else you're gonna lose a lot of that money. All right. So anyway, that's a different thing. That's what that trading options made easy book will tell you. I don't even know if there's such thing. By the way, I just kind of threw that out there. Look, it just went up $200. All right. So hey, maybe it's gonna start going up. All right. So this option is all-time value. It's just based off of time. You you could buy the stock. It's not even at 740 yet, but I'll sell it. I'll give you the option to buy that stock at $740. You know what? Give me $14,000, and I don't care what the price is, you got that stock at 740. Right? So if it goes down, that person's going to keep your 14,000. Even if it goes up, you still lost that $14,000. It doesn't matter, but you'll be able to buy the price option at you'll be able to buy the stock at $740. You got to buy 100 shares worth. So that's going to cost you, what is that? Is it $7,400? No. Yeah, 7,400. Why can't I do that? 740 times 100. Yeah, $74,000. I thought it was so high, I didn't even know how to calculate it. So to do that, it's going to cost you $74,000 of stock, right? But you don't have to. You don't have to buy it when it comes time. You can just sell the option back, right, and then collect the cash. Anyway, so an option like here, right here, this option that's $200,000, right? It gives you the right to buy this stock at $630. 2 years from now. There's two parts that price consists of, right? So that $20,000, you got some intrinsic value and extrinsic value. So there's time value, and then there's money value. I guess I don't even know what they call it. I forgot. So it's not a teaching class, but there it is, money value. And that's the price. Basically, it's $640. So this thing is basically $100 in the money. So therefore, it's $10,000 of that is the price, is in the stock, is in that option. And then the other 10,000 is time value. And that's how you get to 20,000, right? So you have something there. That stock is that option is worth something, because if you were to take it in now, you got 100 points of value built in there. So there's a lot of things to worry about options. So when you're buying these out of the money options, and it's all based on time, and the stock were to just plummet like you've seen some of the stocks today, that time, oh man, the market makers or whoever the hell's pricing is saying, man, woo, it's going to take forever to reach that price now. It ain't going to 900 no time soon. And they're going to cut that thing in half, and it's going to be worth damn near nothing if you don't have a lot of time left. And that's why I like having a lot of time. I mean, look, this stock right here, that's 740, 849, 40, 10, 40, 11, 40, 12, 40, basically 500 points out the money. It would still cost you $2,300 or so to buy that. It's still worth $2,300, and this thing is 500 points out of the money. What's that same option if you don't have time? Like 52 days from now? I don't even think they have such option. Oh yeah, they do. Look, it's worth 50 cents. You know why it's worth 50 cents? Look, last trade 50 cents. I didn't even see that. You know why it's worth 50 cents? Because it's basically worthless. It's not going to $1,200 in the next 52 days. So that's why you don't want to buy these. Right? Options is dangerous. They're dangerous. Your option will get priced to zero quick, or 50 cents quick, if the stock starts going the wrong way and you don't have a lot of time built in. All right, so there's a little options class for everybody. That's it, man. I guess that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. And I figured I'd just come on live and get people to just talk about some things. There was a lot of things I wanted to talk about. So I was like, do I want to talk about Cathy Woods? Do I just want to talk about the hot stocks? Do I want to talk about the stocks I'm buying? Do I want to talk about? I didn't know. So I just figured I'd go live and talk about it all and talk about what you want to talk about. So I got a new subscriber out of it, Bo Nee. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Then I got my usuals, my Mr. JRH, Jewelry Box, Cashmatic. And I guess I had some people, even now, because there's 7 of you. I only called about 4 of you guys out. So go ahead. I'll get ready to end this video. Just say what's up real quick, and I'll give you a shout out. And I appreciate you watching, even though you're not speaking. I appreciate you watching. Yeah, thanks, Bo. I'm glad you like it. Check out some of the other videos, because I do charts. My charts are like nothing else. I was even going to do a video on it where I keep it simple. I keep it simple. I keep it really, really simple because it really is that simple. A lot of people a lot of technicals are in it. I can't even speak. A lot of people bring a lot of technicals in it, technicalities and big words and all of this and different graphs and things, indicators and green arrows and red arrows. Man, I did all that, been there, done that. And when I decided to just keep it simple, like, see this stock, it looks like it's getting ready to turn. Why? Because look, it's just getting toppy. Now I know higher high, this is a lower high. You see the moving average is about to cross over. You see the stochastic going down. It just looks like it's toppy right there, but it's still in a range, it's still there. So hopefully this candle holds and it goes up. If not, it's coming way down here. And I'm in the stock pretty heavy and I'll lose a lot of money. So I hope that's not going to come true. Hopefully today's action holds. Yeah, see, it doesn't have a candle like the other guys. Maybe that needs the holes right there, just like it did here and maybe over here. So let's hope it holds. But anyway, I just keep it real simple. I base a lot of trades on that. A lot of things that I think is going up. Oh, you know what else? I'm losing big on snow. And I have a lot of calls in my channel where I was actually right. Like, hey man, this is getting ready to go higher. This is going lower. But you know what? I'll be real. If I called something that said it was going higher, is everything was going higher. You know what I mean? It's really no genius in that. She says, please hit that thumbs up. So I did snow, and it was a great call. Oh man, I'm still in it, by the way, just getting crushed. I made a lot of money and then I lost a lot of money. That happens with me. I don't know. I hate to make money fast because then it makes me get comfortable with the trade. And since I always buy leaps, I'm always like, no problem. I got time. I got time. I showed you what time looks like. I got time. Anyway, so you see that trend line, see the breakout. I called it right there. Oh, shoot. Let me clear all this out. We're looking at Snowflake. They're going to report earnings pretty soon, by the way. And I'm hoping it blows. I mean, all the cloud companies are just fire. And it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter what stay at home, don't stay at home. None of that even stuff doesn't even matter. Anyway, I think I did this. Yeah, I'm drawing a trend line. Anyway, so I called it right there in the breakout. And I looked at some things like the volume coming in down here, right? So you can see that. And boom, it was a great call. Right? People said, wow, great call on that. I got some subscribers on it. The thing was up 15% in 8 days. So I'm like, man, we're gonna be revisiting the top here. We're going up to the top, and test that high, especially we got earnings coming up. But no, look at it. Look what it did. It just, even below this point, it just came up, fake break, and right back down to the trend line. Right back down. So this thing actually gave me early indication of what was going to happen to tech earlier. And I'm finding it hard to believe that it's 325 now. It's 2. I'm like, wow, what, this thing is getting crushed. Anyway, so here we are right back down at the trend lines. And we're above it though. So we'll see. And hopefully we could go higher. It's putting in a nice candle today. So Snowflake burned me pretty good. So I got burned on snow. And why? Because I was in the calls. That's why I'm burnt. And intuitive surgical, ISRG, in the calls. And that's why I'm burnt. Okay. So anyone that trades options, I know Mr. JRH knows that. I'm sure you have your own stories of things, of how trading goes wrong when you're in the calls. But it's great when it's going your way, isn't it? But when you sell those put spreads, or even like the trades we was talking about, Mr. JRH, or I just showed you, when you sell those, so what? You're making money. The stock could be down and you're still making money. You'll see it is in your P&L for the day. It'd be down 10 points. You made $20 or something, like, okay. Because you sold that time. It's weird how it works, but it works that way. So if you make trades, like I said, way out, we're not trying to make 100%. I remember you told me your goals, Mr. JRH, but we're not trying to make 100%. Like some people saying you can make 300, 400, 500, and all that stuff. We Just make it take your time, make 50% a year, make 30% a year. Do you know if you can consistently make 30% a year, you'll be the greatest hedge fund manager ever? You'd be greater than Warren Buffett. You'd be the greatest investor ever. And you had a track record to prove it. Right? So to make 30% on that CCL trade, now that's years to come. Let me see. We would need to make 60% on a 2-year option. But that's probably involves selling this 15, buying that 10. I'm just guessing. Wow, that's going to give me 220? What? No. 8 CCL. There's not even no premium there. That's not right. Why did it do that? Okay, there it goes. I don't know what the hell I was doing. Nah, there's nothing there. That's only 15 cents to get that. That's what I thought. I'm like, what? 68 cents. Like a stock like that. Let me see. 500. I gotta end this video because I know it's getting boring. Minus $68. So your risk is 432. 68 divided by 432 equals 15%. That'll give you 15% in 2 years. So that's 7% a year. Oh, I see why. I'm on the wrong chain. What? I thought that was weird. All right, so here we go. Yeah, so 15. Yeah, it is giving me 220. See, all right, Mr. Jarrett, check this out. I'm gonna lower this. I probably can't get filled at 220, but look at that. I know I can get filled at 210. I can get filled at 210. Yeah, it's saying that's natural. I can get filled at 210. So that means my risk is what is it, 500? I don't know why I can't do this in my head. Sometimes my math is slow, y'all. My risk is 290 on that, right? So 210 on about 290. $72%. So that's the trade right there. You can make 72% on your money and divide it by 2. You make 36% a year by putting that trade on, right? 36% a year. And you're basically saying, you know, Carnival, I think you'll be above $15 in the next 2 years. Yeah, I think so. That's probably a guarantee, unless they go bankrupt. You're basically saying in the next 2 years you ain't gonna be above that line, right? So if they are above, you're gonna make 30. You're gonna make what did I say? 72% 2 years, 36% a year doing that. That's a hell of a trade right there. You're almost saying that 2 years from now, you're going to, yeah, I mean, with everything lining up for these boys. And let me tell you something, cruising is going to come back strong. You heard RCL, they said bookings are stronger than even pre-pandemic. They know these ships are incubators for the virus. They know it's incubator. There are more people booking now than even before the pandemic because people want to party. And that's what's going on with people. They want to get out there. They didn't have any vacations last year. So these guys, it's the environment is right. They're going to be cruising again. Like I said, all they needed to do was hold on and not go broke like Hertz did. Hertz went broke. And that's all they need to do is hold on. And if they can hold on and make it, get through, they'll get their business back. You know, they won't have as many ships. Maybe they sold some ships off and stuff, but they'll come back. It's a work in progress. But I mean, that's the low. It was worse. Remember, this low was basically a low price for bankruptcy. This 8, 10, 9, 8. Basically, you're out of business. You're out. You're done. You know, so we know that's not going to happen most likely. Can never say never. But little up, little consolidation and then up. So I like that trade as well. But you know what, Mr. Jarrett? Those, yeah, your aunt and mother take cruises once a year. QQQ breaking above. Uh-oh. Let me pull up the chart. You know what, Mr. JRH? That's boring. If I showed you that trade to make 72% in 2 years, boring. Let me go follow somebody else. Anyway, yeah, let me see what the hell's going on here. Yeah, look at that. You see? Look at, by the way, Facebook was up today. I was like, if that ain't a buy sign, what is? Facebook, goodness gracious. Facebook was up all day today. As far as I know, Dow up 9, NASDAQ coming. Yeah, the turnaround is in effect. You heard it right here. You heard it right here on Dre Trades. How did I know? Just looking at those charts, a lot of the charts was showing a turnaround that we hit the low. And by the way, I could go back to this chart. Let's this will be my last thing. I did this video once before. Even though I still don't like that monthly for the Qs. You know, you look at different time frames and you say to yourself, you see different things. So the weekly looks good. The monthly just looks terrible. And the daily looks, and it kind of broke, but the daily's okay. Remember, if we close above that line, we're okay. All right, so daily looks good, weekly looks good, monthly, I don't like the monthly. I always predicted that we're gonna have a downfall in May, early May. I did a video on that. I looked at a bunch of different stuff, and I said early May looks like I think we're gonna have a downturn. But here's the Qs, the what's been going on. This is the daily. And you could see how we had, look at these downturns don't last a long time. We're right at what, it's a couple days, right? 4 days. For the most part, all of these are 4 days, 4 to 5 days, every single one of them. Right? And that's where we are today. It's just steeper today because it was more of a sell-off. But 4 days, and look at the volume even. That's almost capitulating type volume today. Look at that volume. When you have volume like that, like here even, it shows a low, right? Not all the time, because like you had over here, but you see how you made higher volume. And like you had that volume and it still was coming down. And then you had another spike. So it's not a guarantee. But you get the volumes, you get the volume spikes, because this is people getting out and getting in. Boom, 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 boom. A lot of trading happening. People are excited. So they like that price. At that price, it shows you that a lot of people was excited about it. Most likely it's people getting out and in. Here, right? Here's a little volume spike here. So if I zoom in, you could see everywhere I drew a volume spike, we had a temporary low. Now, you see, Bo, you see how I keep the chart simple? Do you see anyone doing charts like the way I do? I just keep it simple, man. Anyway, and that's all you could do is look back in history and see what the hell's going on, what happened. We can use the chart, because remember, charts are emotions, and emotions are the same all the time, right? I'm with this girl and she dumps me, I'm going to be hurt, or I'm going to be hurting like her, right? And I might eat a bunch of food or sleep for the next 48 hours to forget about her. And then the next girl, if she dumps me, I'm hurt. I'll probably eat a bunch of food and sleep for a couple of hours, right? So it's the same pattern, you see. And so the stocks show us emotions, same shit, different day. A lot of times you could pick it out. You could see what's going to happen just by looking in the past. And that's my main go-to move when I'm looking at charts. I'm always looking back, trying to find the similarities, find what happened before, you know, and see if I can track that. So that's how I trade charts for the most part. I just keep it, and that's like real simple, nothing fancy here. So if it does what it does, right? So we got the trend line support, we got the volume kind of doing what it do. It's in an upturn. You know, it's in, you know, stocks that go up still go up. You know what I mean? Stocks, if it goes up, it still goes up. It's going down, it goes down. It's hard to break a trend. That's why you want to trade with the trend. it's hard to break the trend, and you always want to buy on the lower trend. So if you're a call buyer, I guess, you want to buy it here. It's the low part, right? Anyway, oh man, Mr. JRH, we trade similar. You trade 70-cent debit, 30% credit spreads. You take profits buy ETFs. Yeah, I do the same. Like I have a mix lately. I got into more option spreads lately. I don't really like that position. I want to hold some more stock, but I trade better. I trade better with options. You know what I mean? So if I buy, say, $5,000 of Starbucks, let's put it this way. If I buy 100 shares of Starbucks and it goes up $5, right? So how much would that be? That'll be $10,000 and it goes up $5. I made $500. I could make $500 easier with some option spreads. So that's what makes me, when I see moves like that, when I'm in positions like that where I'm heavy into stocks, I'm like, man, I need to get out of that and buy some options. And a lot of times I talk myself into it. When I say buy, I mean buy, sell, basically put on some kind of option trade. And I'm like, man, damn. So during these times like today, I sold something and I put on a Boeing put spread. I sold the credit spread on Boeing. Hopefully it works out. Otherwise, I would lose more money than the stocks. But generally, if you're careful, you make more money. So I like to do both, but I think that's a great plan. I try to do that plan, same as you, Mr. JRH, but I wind up talking myself out of it all the time. I'm not saying that, and I don't want to, but I do it anyway. I'm like, man, I can make more. This is the trade. This is the trade right here. So generally, I'm fully invested all the time. So I got to find something to put that trade on. I'm like, all right, I'm going to sell this. I'm going to sell some of this stock right here, and I'm putting this trade on right now. It's going to make more money with less money. I'm going to use less money to make more. And that's what options is all about. So yeah, man, you could really, if you know how to trade them, you could really juice your portfolio and learn a couple things. And it's okay to buy calls. I was just making an example because that's all I see. I'm on Twitter. You probably see it too, Mr. JRH, on Twitter. I see it on YouTube. All I hear is buy calls, period. I don't hear no one talking about a call spread or debit spread or iron. I do know someone talking about iron condor. I don't hear that. It's just calls. Calls. So no one even knows what I want to say no one, but you just don't hear the term call spread, debit spread, put spread. You don't hear the word, you don't hear it. You don't even hear buy put. No one's buying protection. The VIX is, you just don't hear it. You're not hearing that stuff. So let's look at the VIX. It's been a while. What do we got going on? Yeah. I'm looking at this. This is the daily, all right? And you can see the spike we had. Was that today? Wow. VIX really got crushed today. Put the 5-minute. Yeah, look at that. So the VIX opened up. The market opened up. We spiked up to 27. And generally lately, when we hit 27 or something, it means buy stocks. Just buy. That's another reason why I did what I did. I'm like, even if it goes higher and we start, it's toppy. It's rare that we go. I know it happens. We go 30, 40, 50, 60. It's rare. 30, 35. Generally, that's the most we usually get out of the VIX in any kind of scare. So when you hit up there, it's like you got to start thinking about buying. But anyway, so we up there today and it just crushed. We went as high as 27 and low as 22. We went down 15% from the high. So that's kind of huge. We're still up. No, we're down. Okay. Yeah, so the VIX is down 2% today even. So yeah, I am waiting for us to break through. That's when I'm going to turn bearish. You want to know when? Is when we get down here. When that VIX starts to normalize and comes into this gray area, that's why the gray area is there, Bo. I've been highlighting this forever. I still feel the market goes up as long as the VIX is elevated. We have to get, the VIX has to turn normal. We have to normalize the VIX, and then we have something to worry about. And I want to see it go into this area. And then when it's down here, that's generally when everyone's comfortable. When it's down here, there's a lot of people still out of the market, believe it or not, and they think it's toppy. And it, for the most part, it is. But VIX is too high. We got to come down here. And when it's down here in the 15, 16, 15, 4, then I'm going to be like, that's when I'm going to be starting to worry. Now the market's ready to catch people off guard. You know why the VIX is at 22, 27? Everybody had puts on it. It's not going to, no, it's going to catch you when you don't have any puts. It caught the call buyers. They didn't have puts anyway. But it's going to catch everybody when it says, when you don't have the protection on. And when the protection is cheap. And that's when it's going to catch. That's when we're going to get I hope we don't get a black swan, but anything that's just going to just kind of catch everyone off guard. And we're not caught off guard if VIX is above 20. We're just not. So that's my thinking is I needed to come down here for some reason. Ever since last May, we've been hitting that 20 is like the new 13 for the most part. As soon as we hit 20, it's time to buy puts and stuff because we just seem to bounce. It's like we're skipping a rock on the water and it's just skipping 20. But every time we hit that 20, and you could see the downtrend line, we hitting lower highs, right? Here's a high, lower highs, lower high down here, lower high, right? So the highs are not going up as much. Here was a lower high, but this is, we hit a higher high here. I actually worried there a little bit, but we're not hitting lower lows. It's right around 20. I heard someone say on the news that we broke 20 on the VIX. I'm like, when? We didn't break no 20. Oh yeah, there we did. 1969, right here. 19.69. Yeah, that day was February 10th. So 13 days ago, we broke 20. And then look, boom, it was a perfect time to buy puts. So every time it hits that, it's just been perfect, like clockwork. But one of these days, it's not going to be like clockwork. And we're just going to break through 20, 19, 18. I don't know what's going to do. Maybe it's next week or this week when they pass the stimulus. I think it's supposed to be this week, at the end of the week, maybe this weekend. Maybe it's when they say we're at peak, basically when so many people have the shot that for the most part, we got to come down. What's that peak? I can't think of that word. Mass something. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know when it's going to be, but we're going to break it. We're going to go to normalize, and I don't know when. JRH said, you sold all your stocks. You built the ETF portfolio and just deposit money into it and never look at it. Cool, good deal. Are you an M1 Finance? That's perfect institution to do that. Love their little pies and stuff like that. And with the fractional shares and all that stuff. But it just makes it that kind of investing easy. But I'm not with them no more. I use Schwab. You would always be checking your portfolio when it was stocks. Yeah. When you win options, it's even hard to look at your portfolio and think you're doing the wrong thing because you have so many different aspects of options. You got the delta, the Greeks, which is the delta, the theta, the vega, the gamma. It's a lot of things that affects price, the options of stocks, even some liquidity, and it's giving you mid price. And sometimes it's just whack. It's out of whack. It's off. So you can't really look at today's action and say, and you got an options portfolio and think you're doing bad because you're down, say you're down 15%, right? And you're like, man, gosh, just options just might be just priced a little wacky, and then the next day it'll be up 20%. Options don't price like stocks. It's just especially when you're in an illiquid type option. When you're in liquid options, for the most part, it's probably in the price. But when you got different things affecting your option prices, like the Greeks, you got to be careful because it just might not price right. And this is why when you're at a brokerage and they say, hey man, you need to fill out this form. Options are risky, they're dangerous. You can lose all your money, which is true. If you buy a call for $1,000 and it don't get there, you will lose $1,000. The option goes worthless. If you sell if you buy a put, yeah, if you sell, I mean, yeah, you could just for the most part, you lose what you put into it. Yeah, it is risky, but if you know what you're doing and you play safe kind of stuff, it's not risky at all. So I play mostly safe stuff, and I play some risk stuff, some more riskier. So I have my options portfolio is built of risky stuff and less risk stuff, and kind of like that. I have a small portion for risky stuff. Basically basically, if you want to look at it like that, I got home run trades, maybe triple trades, bunch of single trades, double trade, kind of like that. Kind of like a baseball lineup. Yeah. And this guy's going to be my cleanup hitter. I'm going to go in and Intuitive Surgical was one of them, but he's striking out. But that's all right. You're still in the lineup. You know what I mean? NVIDIA is another one. They're still in the lineup. I ain't looking to trade them yet. And we'll see what happens. M1 Finance. Yeah, I knew it. Perfect, man. I love M1 Finance. Love it. But yeah, I left it because the reason why I left it because of the window trade. I don't like the 10 o'clock window, and I don't like you got to pay up for the 3 o'clock window. Also, my trade executions has been terrible. So like in that 10 o'clock window, let's say you're going to buy Starbucks and it says trading at, pull it up here. Let's say you got to order to buy Starbucks and it's trading at 101.48. And then when you finally see what you got it at, it might say 101.53. And then you go to the charts. I'll pull up the minute chart and realize the stock never even ticked a 153 or 101.53. That wasn't even where do you get 101.53 from? So look at that. That's what I've been noticing with M1 Finance. And it's pennies above, but you keep putting on trades, that adds up. Don't be giving me, so you got a window, and it seems like they find the shittiest price in that window to give you the stock. So I noticed that, and I seen stock prices given to me that the stock didn't even tick there. So, and that's how they're making their money. And that's why it's a window, Anyway, but there's my little rant on M1 Finance, but everything else is solid. Okay. Everything else is solid. I think they only allow you 100 stocks in your whole account, no matter how many pies. And I think it's like somewhere around 100. And I think they should make that unlimited. So I blew out. I had way too many things going. I had all kinds of pies and different stocks in them. I was emulating some, like Cathy Woods, for instance. She show you what you could emulate her portfolio right in M1 for free. Because remember, she charged that stock is a 0.75% ARKK, 0.75% expense ratio. Okay, so that's money that adds up. You can do it on M1 for free, and you can just track her on her website, see what she's buying and selling, and you put it in there. You got the percentages and everything, and you do it for free. First, her 0.75%. I think it's on all of that. So that's an expensive ETF, that ARK. All of it. It's really expensive. When you can see the day-to-day trading, emulate it. Get M1 and just emulate it. Do it yourself. Or pick out the winners. Just kind of get a couple. You could see the stocks that's powering the portfolio. And a lot of reason for her success is because Tesla. It was being powered by Tesla. That deep Tesla, big believer of Tesla, in the early going. Still is. So be interested if she's going to buy more, because Tesla. I was like, Q's about to go positive right now. Unbelievable day. What's the NASDAQ/NQ? NASDAQ, 12 points down. It was down 500 points today. See that's a turnaround. That's a reversal. That's what you want to see. It was down 500 points. Look, we're about to go live right now, or go green. There it is. I'm live and we're about to go green on the NASDAQ. 6 points. So people's buying. They scooped it up. So don't matter what you hear, oh, tech sell, blah, 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 blah. Man, they was trying to get you to sell your shit so they can buy it. You said you got 4 ETFs and 1 REIT. You said that's how they make money. Yeah, I know. That's why I don't really get them for it. I understand that the whole platform is free and it's an awesome platform. So I didn't get too pissed. That's not the reason why I left. That was kind of one of the small ones. The big reason was when I joined up, everything you paid for Schwab and Fidelity, and I didn't really like Robinhood too much, and like the Robinhood app though. And so when everyone else went for free, I was like, I'm gonna just go ahead and go to the other places. Then I could do buy and sell orders on any stock at any time and have customer service and all that other stuff. So that's the reason. I know, but yeah, like Fidelity, Schwab, and then you can't make a portfolio and dollar cost average into it. I have to buy each individual stock. Although you can buy at Schwab, you could pick a whole shit. You could pick like say 10 stocks and then say and put $10 and buy a piece of all of them for the $10. So you can kind of do it at Schwab, but only on the purchase. It's not a buy. It's not going to be grouped together like a portfolio. The trade windows do suck. Yeah, because they just suck. I wish they can have several trade windows and you just pick which one you want to execute the trade at. So you put your amount in and which trade window, the 10 o'clock, the 12, 1, 3, whatever. Maybe you could pick the window. So like, let's say the people that sold today, they got out at 10 o'clock. They basically got out at the low, right? Everyone that sold their stocks and got on M1 before 10 o'clock, they all got out at the low. Now they pissed, right? They couldn't get back in until tomorrow. Who knows? It might gap up tomorrow. Might be up 300 points tomorrow. And then now what? You see what I'm saying? So that's why I don't like the windows and stuff like that. We're green. No, we're not green. No, it looks like, I don't know. I have a feeling it's not going to go green just because. There was a day like that not too long ago to where it just went green. It just touched green and it never stayed green. It just bumped. There it is. It's green. We're up a 0.3. Unbelievable. I wish I would have bought some NASDAQ futures. Up 10 points. Unbelievable day. Look at the money coming. It's a 15, 20. Look at the candle that's being drawn on the minute. Day traders are making a lot of money right now. That morning low was to be bought. Where the hell? Sorry, I'm on the wrong. Put the 5-minute. Wait a minute. Yeah, there it is. That's the low right there. Wow, we're up 22 points. Unbelievable. We was down 500 points today. We're up 24. Can you imagine if we go up 500 points? Let me look at ARK. Let me look at she's still down 2.77 today. So those stocks are still being sold off for the most part. Are the Qs up? The Qs are up 0.2. Remember, I was looking at the NASDAQ, the whole NASDAQ. Got the NASDAQ futures up, and they're up 0.2. Yeah, look at that run. Unbelievable. This is the 15-minute. See, I got to look at 9:30 because that's where it opens here. Let me pull up the Qs. I can't pull up that. Remember that the futures trade 24/7 for the most part. Yeah, look at that. Here we filled the gap. Gap down, went down, filled the gap, trading higher. I still have a feeling it's going to go red. It's going to close red. I've seen this movie before. I don't think it's going to be that simple. I'm glad I didn't sell nothing. I actually got longer. Like I said, I got out of some. I can't remember what the hell I sold. I have a safe account where I don't trade too much in it, and I was on a little margin. I sold the margin off. I don't think I added a new trade. I was like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't be on margin right about now. It wasn't not a lot of money at all. And then I sold like I said, some stock to put a Boeing spread. I sold some stock yesterday. I sold some puts on Palantir. Check that out. 26. Wow, look at that low. It's not up, still down 5%. For the most part, I plan on selling puts on this forever. So it's a new trade I'm trying out where I don't mind owning the stock if I get assigned, but I will continue to sell the 30 puts. Right. So I'm going to get destroyed if this thing wants to hang out in the 20s and whatnot. But the implied volatility in Palantir is incredible. Look at it, 111, 116, it's incredible. So I can come here and sell this March 24 for 288. Let's say the 26 at 250 and just round it off. So that basically gets me in the stock at 26, 25, 24, 23.50. And the stock is trading at 26.50 now. So I think a lot of people want the stock. They believe in the stock. So I'm going to use the implied volatility in this stock to try to make money. So even if it does go, say, to 20 and I lose money, I'll go out a couple of months, a couple of days, and then resell that 26, and just kind of keep doing that and see if it's going to be a moneymaker for me. So that's a new trade I'm trying. And I decided to try Palantir and use it because it already had a huge sell-off. And I don't know. I think it's going to hold. It's down 46%. I think it's going to hold. I don't know. Like I said, it's a total. I was going to do the same thing with Starbucks, but I didn't like the implied volatility. And then I was going to do it in Shake Shack. I didn't like the it's not liquid. These options suck. Okay. Shake Shack options, look, you got to buy the put $7.95 on the bid, $10 on the ask. I mean, look at that spread, $300 spread. So I can't do it on a Shack. The Palantir was kind of liquid, so I decided to do it on Palantir. You said, do you enable the function that viewers can buy you a coffee while watching? That will be awesome. No, but I got the Cash App. I'm on Dre Trades. If you want to buy me a cup of coffee, I appreciate that. I think my Cash App is Dre Trades. Yeah, Dre Trades. Let me check it out. I haven't did a Cash App in a while. Dre Trades 2. I'm sorry. Dre Trades I, not the number 2. Yeah, Dre Trades I on Cash App. So you can buy me a cup of coffee. That'd be awesome, man. Thanks, Bo. What makes you want to buy me a cup of, do you really what give me a grade right now? I'm sure you follow other YouTubers, or give me tell me what you thought was kind of awesome about me, because I'm trying to grow my channel. I've been doing this for a couple of years, but I only get 20 people up on this piece, man. Look, I got 7 people up in here now. So I try to ask new followers as well to, what am I doing wrong? Why are people not following me? What is it? Let me see. Let me get this off, and I'm going to show you my channel right now. Why is that? Am I frozen? Oh, okay. I'm trading I'm not trading. There we go. Let's pull up my channel. Here is my videos. See, I got 6 people watching right now. This did all right. I talked about Amazon because I wanted the views. Straight up, you know what? They like Amazon, so do I. I'll talk about it. But I knew that I was going to get some views. I brought my girlfriend in to get views, right? Something different. See the girl, click on the thing. 76 views. But here we go. Travel stocks on fire, plus Walmart. Oh, man, I've been giving you bookings forever. 25 views. Travel stocks on fire again, plus Tesla. I talked about it, 26 views. So those two videos got 50 views. Trading options is stupid. All right. Look, I told you it was stupid before the crash. 60 views. That's kind of clickbait. It's kind of clickbait. I said buying call options is stupid. Don't blow up. I bet you a lot of people blew up the last couple of days. I bet you some blow ups happened. Stock market money tree. I was telling you how some of these stocks are just allowing you to sell puts on them and making money. You know, I can't remember exactly. And then here, I talk about NVIDIA, Twitter, Airbnb, and Booking again. Technicals are rolled up in. Anyway, I don't know what else. 62 views. Technical analysis on all the sectors. We talked about everything in this one. It's got 43 views. You know, so 38. So you can see how I do. This is even my second. I go way down 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 33 views. Keep going. So I've been on here for a while. Look, 24 views on one of my lives, 25 views 4 months ago. So I'm not growing. See, I'm not kind of ashamed to say that. I got my diehards like JRH. Really, that's why I say I really appreciate you guys. When I say it's just not just talk, you know, because you're still here. There's a lot of people they're just not down. Look, a year ago, hitting home runs in stocks make big money, 11 views. I'm liking Amazon right now. This is before the big run, 13 views. Okay. Is it safe to buy stocks? Plus my favorite, Tesla, Microsoft. Oh, they was doing great 2 years ago. 21 views. So you can see. That's why I ask you, man. I don't get, and I notice a lot of people. I noticed a lot of people started just the last 6 months for the most part when the pandemic started, and a lot of them don't even know about. They don't really know as much as I know, and their channels blew up. You know, just blew up. I don't, and they could be boring, and I don't know, but and that's why I just need to ask you guys. And so I had to start Dre Trades 2. So even before, it was even longer than 2 years ago. I was on Dre Trades 1 talking about stocks at least 3, 4, 5 years ago. Even longer than that. I first started way long ago in 2007 or something, but I stopped. And since I had a photography channel, trucking, I was like, let me make a separate channel. Maybe I got all that photography and trucking mixed in. I need to make a trading channel that talks about stocks all by itself, where it's nothing but stocks. And that's where you got Dre Trades 2 from. And I've been on this one forever. I don't really mess around with Dre Trades 1 anymore. So that's what's been going on with me. It's a little bit of my background. Jury Bosch says she's a diehard fan. And she tells me, well, she doesn't know a lot about stocks, but she tells me what I need to improve on, what I don't. But for the most part, she likes me the way I am. She's a little biased. You know, I'm the boyfriend. So, you know, my girlfriend, what makes her different is, you know, she's going to support me, number one, on everything I do. Even if it sucks, you know, she's going to support me. And she's really not going to say anything to hurt my feelings, you know, or maybe that she think might hurt my feelings. She's just so supportive. I think it's hard for me to get the truth out of her. But since she doesn't know a lot about stocks, she can't really even give me that input because she doesn't know what the other people are doing. She doesn't know what the people that are doing, where they're getting all the viewers, and she don't know, you know. So all she knows is me, you know. So she says, yes, my babe. It's not for trading, it's long-term. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so that's what's up. See, I even lost a viewer talking about I got 5 people. I even lost somebody talking about my history of my channel. But that's the channel history. So it just doesn't do good. I continue to make videos because I love it. I don't make them every day because I tell you, I'll be honest with you guys. It is depressing. I'll put some time in it, you know, but if I make it and only 20 people watch it, I'm like, I'll make one tomorrow. I still want to make videos, but I was like, I'll make it tomorrow, you know, because I'll be tired. I want to go to bed, and then I'm kind of up and kind of killing my sleep time. maybe to please 20 people. I just like, man, and I know you guys is out there my fave, but it just gets depressing. It gets depressing after a while. So I'll just be honest. And then what sucks is, like I said, I mean, I think a lot of people that watch the other people, their accounts are getting blown up today if they wasn't doing the right thing. And I won't say blown up to where they got zero money, but they got destroyed. But since the market's coming back, maybe they didn't. They probably sold this morning though. Let me pull up my FinViz and see what's happening. No, we blew through. The S&P blew through. NASDAQ is holding right at the line. So the Dow was up 120. S&P up 16. Look at the heat map here, man. Look at the NASDAQ. Look at the whole thing, man. Netflix, Disney. I didn't sell Netflix. Oh, I did. You know what? I did sell Netflix stock today. I sold Netflix to put the Boeing on, but I have a Netflix put spread on. Apple, I mean, wow, Fang on fire. Tesla's still down. It looks like it's going back down. Tesla even tried to rally. Look at Visa, MasterCard. These are the economy stocks. I'm telling you, if we go back and everything is open, Visa and MasterCard, you want to get in those. I got long put spreads and I all kinds of trades on in Visa and MasterCard. I sold puts and bought calls for the most call spreads when I say that. JP, the banks. I need to get in the banks. I'm not. So I don't know. For some reason, I just don't ever trade the banks. Look, even Raytheon's up, and they had that Pratt and Whitney engine problem. So I don't know if Boeing's gonna see. Boeing is down 0.2. We'll see who's gonna really take the hit. Maybe it'll be the engine. Maybe United didn't look at, maybe they failed maintenance. By the way, a bird could have flew in the engine. They don't, but maybe United, they didn't do maintenance when they start to look at it. Maybe they should have caught the fan blades being cracked. Estee Lauder 3.25. Honeywell. This is it's a great rally here. There's a lot of green up in here. Google, you got your Google pullback, by the way. I remember I talked about Google, and pull up the chart real quick. And I said Google always gives you no need to rush in there. So it gives you the pullback because Google had a great earnings, and it looks just on fire. Here's the earnings. Here's the pop, and it came back down to almost fill the gap. Didn't fill the gap. Still in the downtrend of late, not still in the uptrend, but the last couple of days in the downtrend, and maybe it's over. Just fill the gap here and see what happens. But Google seems to, it gives you, it has its moments, man. And I thought it would actually go a little lower, but maybe it's not. What is up, Samboy879? Appreciate you. Thanks for checking me out. Anyway, I just did a long video, Samboy. Was you watching already? Because I had asked people to get in there. You're on Twitch, man. Hey, thanks for following me on Twitch. I'm also on YouTube under Dre Trades 2. 2 is I. The room of the moons, right? So Dre Trades 2. So check me out on Twitch. Oh, Twitch. Check me out on YouTube. Subscribe over there. I appreciate it. Yeah, good luck, everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and end it. It's 20 minutes to the market close. I would be nice if the NASDAQ could actually stay green. Like I said, see, it's down. I have a feeling it's gonna this bump right there. I would love to see that turn green. That's a hell of a story for the day. Even if it just stays up here, still a hell of a story. This thing was down 500 points. The Qs, I don't know what the Qs is, 322. The lows on the Qs were 311. So up 12 points. Huge. That is, well, from yesterday's close. Yesterday's close to today's low is down 11%. That's huge. Huge. And then from the close to now, was this up 3%? Wait a minute. there to there. Am I reading this right? Oh, I'm sorry. I did that wrong. From yesterday's close to the low was down 3.57%. I read the wrong number. And then from the low to right now, it's up 3.5. Yeah, right there. Same. Just took it all back. And right now it's 30 cents low. Anyway, all right. Thanks for watching, y'all. If you're new, subscribe. Check out the other videos I have going on. Bo, share me out. That's cool. If if you can't buy me a coffee, you could just share. Just hit the share button. I would like that a lot. Yeah, everyone else, thanks for being in here, Mr. JRH. This was a real video. I got notice, by the way, when I do these long lives, I'll start getting more personal and talking the real shit on how I feel like I was talking at the end of the video, because I know only the real people have everyone else clicked off already. So I'll get actually more personal or more what's up here, later in the video, just because I know the fake ones clicked off already. So yeah, it's just something I think about. Thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and hang up, talk to Jewelry Box, see what she's got going on. And that's it. I appreciate everyone. Once again, I hope you all make money. By the way, I'm looking at the Qs to 4 hour. It looks great on the stochastic. I'm interested to see what tomorrow. Let's see if this bottom holds, right? And then let's see. I have a feeling it's a bounce. We're gonna find out how high it can bounce for the most part. It could just bounce a couple, and then next thing you know, people remember, because a lot of people lost a lot of money in the last 2 days. That sell-off was vicious. For the most part, a lot of things are down 10, and some of the bigger stocks even down 20%. If you can get some of that money back and then you sell, right? So maybe they're going to sell, they got some of the money back, and as it goes up and sell hard again and then hit it again, and then now we made a new low. So we just got to see if it's a bounce. Is it the real deal? Are we just at the low end of the range and we start going up and challenging the upper end of the range, or what? But I'm interested about tomorrow and the next couple of days, and I do think the bounce holds for a little bit. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. This is Dre. I'm out. Peace.